Hello and welcome to Let's Play Starbound. This is part 3. I've been sleeping here healing up because this planet is absolutely brutal and has been trying to kill me every chance it gets. So it's been a pretty hard fight just getting basic resources, but that's what we're going to do next. Run out there, grab some stone, and use that to make myself some better tools. And from there, go on a hunt for coal and copper and iron. So, veterans of stuff like Terraria and Minecraft are going to know just what I'm talking about here. It's kind of the natural progression of most any of these sandbox-style games. So, I am fully healed now, finally. Probably won't last long, but let's get going. Aha! Expertly done. That was all skill. And here we go. This time, I've got my pickaxe, and this is oh so much faster. And again, just like most all of the other tools, the matter manipulator, the axe, or placing blocks, any of these things, well, I guess not the axe, but anyways, I use the left click to chop the blocks that are in the foreground, like so. And right click is going to get the stuff that's in the background, like so. It's very rainy on this planet. Shipping away here. Let's see, how are we doing? I've got... where is my stone? Don't forget you've got 2 bags over here. I often lose sight of items, and if they don't end up here and they don't end up in my hotbar for some reason, they'll probably be in my secondary bag. $70 some odd's pretty good. I'll just grab a little bit more here. And we'll call that good. Now, I picked up a bunch of copper ore over there as well. Let's go ahead and pop that into the smelter. And I'll let that go. And we'll come back over here, and I want a axe. Here we are, stone axe. Needs 10 cobblestone and 15 wood planks. I've got that and then some. And while we're at it, here we go, stone hoe. You're gonna want one of those too. So I don't need any of this stuff up there in the top, so I'm gonna pull that back down and put up my axe and my hoe. Now, if you watched the previous videos, you saw that it took quite a while for me to cut down anything with the axe. Or without the axe, sorry. Just using the matter manipulator is really slow, but if you saw any of those other videos, you can see already this is a huge difference in speed. Hey-yo, 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 hey-yo. Is he aggro? Hopefully not. Let's put a torch out here. And here we go. Let's see the difference here. That's all it took. Much, much faster. Oh my, he is aggro. And I am running away. No, no, not fighting. Rawr. Okay, and oh, while I'm over here, there's a big deposit of coal right there. Let's grab that. Contrary to games like Terraria, where if you hit a block and then end up hitting another block, it immediately resets, you can see here that stuff stays kind of beat up for a little while. I can actually just kind of circle around like this, and I will gradually make progress on these blocks. Albeit this is about the most inefficient way possible of mining. So you can see these are still going here, and the more broken they are, the longer it takes for them to go back to normal. So if you mess up and hit the wrong block, it's not a big deal. You're still doing some damage to it. Or, you know, if you've hit the wrong block and you didn't want to break it, don't worry, it will go back to normal after a little bit of time. Uh-oh, I'm getting pretty hungry here. Let's chow down on that. I need more, he says. Well, he's gonna have to wait a minute. So I'm getting pretty hungry. I don't have much meat. Actually, I don't have any meat now. That's a bit of a concern. I could run around hunting some more, and that's probably not a bad idea, except for I'm puny and weak and die very easily. So what I want to do is make a farm. So I'm just going to use some of this dirt that I've already got. I don't need to make it too big. This is perfectly fine. And what I'll do then is swap over to my hoe. Actually, I already did. Go figure. And I just hit the top layer of the ground. There you go. I've cleared this off and prepared it for planting. Now, everybody starts with 6 seeds. You're going to have 3 that are wheat, and you're going to have 3 that are supposed to be your racial food. Each one of the races has a specific type of food, which is not really better for them, but it's kind of supposed to be unique to them. In fact, if you read the descriptions, they talk about how it's poison for the other races. Well, just like this one here. Genetically enhanced bananas could make anyone but an apex sick. Now, this is a beta, and not everything is running perfectly yet, so unfortunately, I'm a human, and so that banana seed's not gonna really be all that important to me. In fact, just so I don't accidentally plant them, I'm gonna just throw them away. What a waste. But I'll pick up the seeds, and pretty much just like placing any other object, you'll see the red or the blue outline, and I just click, and these need just a bit of space between them, like so. And give them a bit of time, and they will grow up into plants that I can just run over here and harvest. And you'll know when they're ready or not, because you don't have to like hack at them with an axe or anything like that in order to harvest them. You can just run up and interact with them. Press your E button or your middle mouse button, and it will harvest them if they're ready. Alright, so I've got some food started there. At least wheat started. Now, I need to be able to make bread. And to do that, I'm going to need a better table. This is a great table for crafting, but it's not exactly a cooking table. So, I'd probably prefer to have... Oh, looky here. A wooden cooking table. I'm going to need 4 copper bars and 15 wooden planks. Well, I should still have enough wood here. Because I speak great English tonight. I've got plenty of wood planks I can make, so I'll just click on that a bunch of times, and there I've got those. And my iron has long since smelted. Sorry, that's copper. My copper is long since melted. So I should already have everything I need to make a wooden cooking table. This game has a huge amount of items that you can use to decorate your house in any way you see fit. Not only just including decor, but even the blocks themselves that you use to build the house. Flooring, walls, background walls, you can put in windows and things, whatever you want really. There's a huge amount of options. And right now I'm just kind of keeping things nice and simple because, well, I would be here for ages just going over every little tedious bit for you guys if I wanted to get too carried away with decorating, but there's a lot. And what you can't make, you can usually run around and collect from various dungeons or towns if you're careful not to tick off any of the inhabitants. Here's my kitchen counter, or my cooking table. Now, the food that you get in here is also race-specific. I think about the only one of these that is universal to all the races is bread. Everybody gets bread. So to make bread, I need 2 wheat. Okay. Well, I think it's still going to be a little bit before I get this wheat harvested, so I may still need to go hunt a bit. Oof, and you can see my bar is going down pretty quick here now, because it is outside, it's nighttime, it's cold, and it's raining. So let's take a pot shot at this guy. So I'm going to try softening him up with the sword. Wow, he lost him just quick. Oh no. Okay. Ah, no food. Alright, let's try this scary looking bat thing. Oh, neat. Oh, what poison gas platypus bat? Playing multiplayer in this is really a lot of fun. I was doing it earlier with a good buddy of mine, and half the fun is in just trying to describe the things that are attacking you. Say, don't go that way. There's a saw-tooth, duck-billed platypus thing that's walking on 2 legs and is pink. And he says, don't go the other way. There's an ant that's got horns and breathes fire and flies. Okay. Oh, right. Cooking fire. Cooking fire. And let's see. Oops, not that. I want my inventory. Here you go, Mr. Hungry. I'm still hungry. Good grief, this guy's bottomless pit. Anyways, for now, that is starting to grow, as you can see there. It's going to take it a little more time. I'm going to grab some of this copper. As well as the iron. And the coal. Why not? And I could really use more iron. I think I saw some more over here. Unless I already got that. Ah, not another one of those. Ah, no meat. Really want more meat. Uh-oh, this is not looking good for me. Uh-oh, there's two of them. No, 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 no. I have 0 health left. This is the part where we run away and go hide in our little hut. Sadly, I've got nothing here. I can't eat anything. I can't do much of anything. So, I've got no choice but to hit the bed again. Actually, just a moment. If I make a yarn spinner here, I can make fabric, which I can use to make bandages. Let's give this a go. Not sure if I have enough wood for it or not. Where is wooden planks? 27. That's going to be awfully close. 111. Okay, that should just barely be enough to make a yarn spinner. I've got 11 left over. So I'll stick this down right in there. Use that. So I can take all of this plant fiber I've got and turn it into fabric. So I'll just max that out again. And now I've got pieces of fabric in my inventory, so I can now make these bandages. Not a whole lot of them, only 6 right now. It takes 2 pieces of fabric to make 1 bandage. It will run you out of your plant fiber really, really quickly. So if you can, I do recommend going and sleeping in the beds or doing something else in order to get your health back up. But if you're out and about and you don't really have a bed with you, or you don't have the time, go ahead and grab yourself some bandages if you can make them. So here we go. This will heal me up about 4 bars of health or so. Now it's important with the bandages, don't spam them. You can't just sit there and apply a whole bunch of them at once. It is a time-based thing, and they don't stack. So you gotta wait for one to expire before you use the next one. And I love how he eats them. It's a beta. Still some things to work out. But there we go. If I wanted to top it off the rest of the way, I can just hop in the bed for the last couple bars here. Another interesting thing to keep in mind is that while you're running around on the upper part of the world, if I will, above ground, you can, at pretty much any point in time while you're up here, hit this button over here on the side, and that is going to take you back to your ship. Like so. So now I'm back on my ship. Woohoo! I do have a storage locker here on the ship. I can put stuff in. This is where I can mess around with blueprints that I've discovered, or techs. Techs are kind of a little bit confusing at first. It took me a bit to figure out what I was doing with one. So I might cover those in another little tutorial bit, just a little odd job one. Because I have to find some first before I can explain how they work. I can't just say it and generate one here, unfortunately. But you can build and place things in here if you want. I could put a bed in here. I could put crafting tables and things in here. Whatever I want, really. Unfortunately, I don't have enough of this stuff right now to make a crafting table, but you know, anything I want to do, I can put some wood blocks in here. Yay. Not a whole lot of point in it, but oh my. Let's do this quicker. So, not a whole lot of purpose in me putting wood blocks in here, but a lot of people I've seen will actually load up on crafting tables and things and line them all up in here so that they've got easy access to their crafting stuff. And since your ship stays with you from planet to planet, it does kind of help you out right off the bat if you're starting off on a new planet to already have a bunch of crafting stuff right where you need it. The downside, though, to hopping back to your ship whenever you want is that when you go back down to the planet, it puts you back in that initial spot that you spawned in. So I was a little bit further over to the right side there, and so it doesn't put me back on that right side. It just spawns me back at the initial spawn point. So if you do want to get back to your spawn point in a hurry, it's a good way. But, oh, what? Really? Yeah, go away. Go away. Oh, it looks like our wheat is just starting to finish up here. I'm not quite sure why some of them grow faster than others. It's not just time-based, I think. You'll notice I planted them in a, right to left order here. So theoretically, if it's just going to be based on the amount of time taken, then the one on the right should be first, right? So I don't know what influences the growth rate of plants. I would like to find out, but faster, grow faster. I'm sure lighting a torch near that is going to make it grow faster because, you know, crops don't burn or anything. Well, these aren't growing quite as fast as I was hoping. I thought they were all just going to go pop, pop, pop and be done since this one was, but apparently not the case. But, anyways, so you can see here, I've got my mouse over it, and it's starting to kind of almost flash, because I'm standing right near it, right? So if I press E, or the middle mouse button, it'll just pick it up. And one of the good things about doing this is, fear not, your seeds are still around. In fact, I got 2 seeds out of harvesting that one, so I can replant not only the one I just harvested, but I can expand and plant one more. And I should still have a wheat, or it looks like that last one was actually a plant fiber, not a wheat. So, unfortunately, my character is probably going to start complaining about being hungry again soon. But we'll have to save that for another time. Anyways, this about covers most of the basics of how to get going in Starbound. There's a lot of stuff out there to discover. There's dungeons and temples and prisons even, and there's cities, all kinds of different stuff that you can find. And of course, if you ever get sick of being on one planet, you can always just up and leave and go to another planet. As a matter of fact, that's the last thing I'm going to show you right now. We'll head back up here to my ship. And as I mentioned way back in the first video, I need fuel to get this thing moving. And right now, if I look at my fuel meter here, I've got 0. Well, the earliest types of fuel that you can get, and are in fairly abundant supply, are unrefined trees, so logs basically, and coal. So here is coal ore, and so coal counts at a 2-to-1 ratio for, 1 to 2 ratio. Sorry, 1 coal equals 2 fuel. And the trees, or the logs, the unrefined lumber, is 1-to-1 ratio. So 1 log equals 1 fuel. So I'm going to split this stack by right-clicking on it and stick this coal into my fuel tank here and click fuel. And there you go. And that's not a whole lot of fuel. Actually, I'll stick a little bit more in there. And you can see I've got 36 fuel. So if I want to go to another planet, I'm going to interact with the captain's chair here. Here we are. I'm on this planet. I'm going to set that as my home planet. And stuff that's in the same sector here is not going to cost me much to get to. I believe it's only 1 resource. Stuff that's in an outside sector, however, is going to cost me a lot more to get to. Let's try a whole nother area. See, Alpha Sheet 323 is my home. And Alpha Delta Sector 48. Let's look in here. And, ooh, that looks pretty dangerous. Difficulty 8, 5. Oh, here we go. Snow biome, difficulty 1. Well, that's going to cost me a lot more fuel than I've got. It's not showing it right now for some reason. But that's going to actually cost me 300 fuel to get there. And that's not including a trip back. That's just to get out there. So we're going to go to my home place again here, and we'll just hop over to one of these other planets real quick, because it's only going to cost me like 1 fuel because it's in the same sector. So I'll click on go, and off we go. Now you don't have to sit in the captain's chair for this whole thing. You can actually hop off and go through here, interact with stuff. If you've got some crafting tables up in your ship, you can interact with those and work on crafting stuff. It does take a minute to get here. And here we are. I was gonna write hi on the wall. I guess it erases too quick. But you can actually see in the background, there's the planet we just came from, is that big guy right there. And there's that other planet in the sector, and here is our new ice planet we want to go visit. Now, I'm gonna get slaughtered horribly down here, but I don't have a whole lot to lose, so... Interesting. Wow, there's die pedals, lots of them. Wow. This is kind of crazy, actually. I don't think I've ever been on a planet that's green, but then again, I could be saying that a lot. There's a lot of different planets out there. Look at all the goodies. Wow. Oh, I missed one. And again, randomly generated creatures with odd-colored Charlie Brown t-shirt stomachs. Oh, good, they're not aggro. There are so many flowers here. Whoa, that is aggro. And I probably can't do much to this guy. Nope, just ignore it. He's kind of in my way. Oh. Oh, and well, there you have it. Like I said, I'm a weakling and I'd get slaughtered real easy. So, if you've got skill enough, you could survive there quite a bit longer, but you're probably a little better off just staying on one of the easier planets, getting yourself some better armor and some better tools. Anyways, this is going to conclude my Let's Play of Starbound. I do hope you enjoyed watching, and thank you for watching. And if you haven't purchased it yet, I strongly suggest picking it up. It is a blast to play, and especially if you've got some friends to get going with it that are interested in gaming as well. Doing some multiplayer with them is awesome. It's really a hugely fun time, and it's just great. It really is. So, 15 bucks, you're looking at a few cups of coffee you're missing out on to get this game. So, really, if you don't already have it, go out and pick it up. Anyways, again, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.